and welcome back to my channel, 23 Flavors of Stitching. My name is Kirsten and today is going to be Flosstube number 85, and it is going to be basically my 3-month update, what I've done from February to April, and kind of explain where I went for a couple of months. I'm going to get into all of the stitching first, and then if you want to hear more about my life, watch to the end. So let's just get started. I have a finish, a new start, and 2 whips to share with you. I took a little bit of a break in February. I did not stitch very much, and then in March, basically my stitching was basically non-existent for February and March, which is why I don't have a lot to show you. This month my stitching has really picked back up. I've been really trying to not doom scroll, and so I've been trying to take stitching with me in the car. It's what I've been trying to do every single night while I'm watching a show with my husband. Instead of either doom scrolling or playing a game on my phone, I don't want to be on my device as much, and so my stitching has really ramped back up this month, which has been very nice. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. So I believe in my last video, which would have been my January update, I think I talked about wanting to try and finish. Actually, we will hit that in a minute. Let's start with my finish. It's not a huge finish, but it is exciting. It's a finish nonetheless. This is my Books of 2025 project, and basically for every book that I read in 2025, I picked 3 colors from the cover and I stitched them into little 10 by 10 squares. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but it's out of the whip pile. So here it is. So I read 32 books last year, and yeah. So each square is a book, and these ones with the black and white in the middle and like the relatively same other 2 colors, those are all either duos or like this one was a set of 3, where the cover matched except for, basically the cover matched perfectly, like the duo. And so except for the fact that there was black and white, so I picked black for one and white for the other. Anyway, I stitched it on 18 count white opalescent Aida with mostly sulky threads. The only color that's not sulky is this bright pink. It's a Roxy Floss Co. The sulkies that I have, there just was not a bright enough pink, so I picked another one. And then I actually used just DMC 310 for the title up here, but for the black in the squares I used sulky. And I had never used sulky before. Like I have the Dream Assortment number 1, Dream Assortment number 2, and then the blendables, and I had never used them for anything, and so I figured this project would be a good one to do, try them out with. And I liked stitching with them. I think that just because I have a limited amount of them, I don't know that I would really substitute them for any other color, unless there's one that I am all for. But also with the thickness, I feel like it's a little hard. Anyway, that's that. I have only read one book this year, and so yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that again, especially because I have no idea what I'd do with it. I got the idea from a crochet creator who did a granny square quilt, granny square blanket Afghan for each square was a book, and that's where I got the idea from. So that's like a usable thing. I had the idea to do a quilt block, but I don't have that much fabric in my stash for a quilt, and so that's why I did this, but I have no idea what to do with it. So that'll just hang out in the finish pile for a minute. And then my next project is a new start. And I am stitching this strawberry, only the strawberry from Strawberry Fair by October House Fiber Arts. And I am stitching this for one of my aunts. We did a little trade in the fall. She gave me some pumpkins that she had crocheted for my fall decorations, and she asked if I could stitch a strawberry for her and as a trade, and so this is the one that I picked. And it's actually a lot smaller than I was expecting it to be on 16 count. I don't know why, because the model stitched on 30 count, but hold on, let me move this needle so it's not in the way. Anyway, so I'm going to use, I think, a Lizzie Kate font and do the word strawberry underneath it, I think. Anyway, here it is. I am using the DMC conversion, and I'm stitching it on 16 count, I think it's Bashful Ada. It's, I'm doing it on a scrap piece. You can kind of see there. Doing it on a scrap piece from my love pillow that I did. This whole piece of fabric was supposed to be for a different piece, and I stopped stitching that piece, so I had this left over. Anyway, I thought it would make a really cute pillow to do strawberry right here, and yeah, so I'm almost done. After I finish this, here, I'll show you, don't mind my back. After I finish this medium pink, or I guess the light, yeah, medium pink, then all I have is the seeds, and then I'll do strawberry probably in the medium pink. So yeah, that should be a finish next time. And then I have 2 whips. So first up is Sharks and Minnows by Forbidden Fiber Co. I have been working on this one for quite a while. I think it was either 2021 or 2022 that she had this box. Anyway, this is a rip quote from the show. I have never actually finished Yellowstone. I should probably do that. I'm using everything called for that was in the kit. This is 16 count Palomino that is dyed by Forbidden Fiber Co. And then I'm using all of their flosses as well. And this is where we're at. I finally finished that red. I'm slowly filling in Rip. And started this kind of golden color. And this is really good fill-in stitching. I take it to my community neighborhood sewing nights twice a month, a lot of the time, just because it's easy to chat because I don't have to count. So yeah, that's, who knows when it will get done, but I'm not in a rush, so that's that. And these are they're kind of a mess. They're stuck. These are the threads. And again, Forbidden Fiber Co. dyed all of these. Okay, and then my last WIP is One Nation by Bygone Stitches. In my last video, I think, which would have been end of January, beginning of February, I think I talked about how I was potentially wanting to get this finished for this 4th of July. And because it's the 250th birthday. And while my intentions were good, I then didn't stitch for about 2 months. So I don't think that's going to happen. However, never say never, because like I said, my stitching has gone up exponentially this month. And anyway, I'll just show you where we're at. I am stitching this on 18 count coffee tea dyed Aida by myself. I did it by myself. I followed Priscilla and Chelsea's recipe from Real Housewives of Stitching. So here is where we are at. Hopefully you can see that okay. So the last time you would have seen it, I think I probably had just finished Illinois, and I probably was starting to work on some of the stars over here. So I did these two columns of stars, and then I kind of got sick of doing the stars, so I decided to move down here and start the full-length stripes. And what I decided to do was go all the way down. So this is the very bottom of the chart. And what I think I want to do is work within my nurge hoop. You can kind of see the indents from it. I want to work inside my nurge hoop, and then whenever I go to move my nurge hoop, I want to move it back up to the stars, work on the stars for a little bit, and then when I get bored with the stars, I'll move it back down to the stripes until we're done. I do think I want to save the, sorry, I feel like this is really unruly. I do think I want to save this last red stripe for very last. So what I'm going to do is I currently have a thread going right here. It's just behind, so it wasn't in the way, but this is Wyoming. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this strand of thread, and then I will move back up to the stars. But yeah, so never say never. It could be done, but I'm not going to hold myself to that because I have other things that I would like to do. I have, so I'm stitching that on 18 count coffee tea dye Ada, did it myself, followed Priscilla and Chelsea's recipe, and I'm stitching it with Weeks Dye Works Whitewash, Classic Colorworks Cherry Cobbler, and Classic Colorworks Wavy Navy. So that's that. So that's all my stitching. As I was saying, there's another chart that I want to do for the 250th. Let me find it. One that I think I could actually do for the 250th and get it done and finished to go up. I received a gift card, and so I made a purchase on 123 Stitch, and I'm saving the rest of my gift card. I'm gonna go kit some of these up with the remaining on it, but I ordered a bunch of Plum Streets, and I got the Happy Birthday USA by Plum Street. It says it's their companion pin pillows for Red Bull and Oddbird. I'll be honest, I don't know which ones those are, but that's okay. I love Plum Street. I just haven't stitched a lot of her stuff. I think I only have one whip of hers, one project going that is hers, but I love all of her designs, so that's why I ordered so many of them. This is Happy Birthday USA. So I don't know if I want to do both of them, try and do both of them, or if I want to, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I do think I'm going to try and get at least one of these done by the 4th, completely finished. I'm going to start decorating and doing my patriotic decorations probably next week or the week after. No, probably next week. So I need to get going. I have a couple of finishes I need to. Okay. I think I was in the middle of a ramble, but we're gonna start this. And then the other ones that I've purchased are also all patriotic except for one. I got the Gather In. I probably won't start this until I finish Cinnamon Stars. We'll see. And then I got God Bless America, Grace on Thee, I know all of these big houses are gonna kill me. Liberty Inn. Sorry, the glare's kind of bad. Sampler House 3. And Stars. I love this one. And then the other one that I got that is not patriotic is Home for Christmas. So yeah, those are all my recent purchases. Yeah, that's all the cross stitch stuff. So thank you so much for watching. If you don't care to hear about a life update, which is totally fine, totally get it, I will see you in my next video. And if you would like to stick around to hear what's been going on, hi. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that back in 2022 I had a miscarriage in August. It was a missed miscarriage, so I carried to about 12 weeks, but I was measuring at about 6. I then pretty quickly got pregnant with my daughter, who is now almost 3, which is wild. And, you know, just with family planning, we were kind of thinking that now would be the time. And I got pregnant in the summer, and I had another miscarriage just this past August. And that one was very, very early. I had known for maybe 4 days that I was pregnant. It was still hard, obviously. So after that one, I was pretty sure that I didn't want to get pregnant right away again. Or that if we were going to try again, that it would be, I think I just kind of figured it would happen quickly again, because it happened quickly the first time and I had just miscarried, so now would be the time to do it. We got to about Thanksgiving time, nothing had happened. And so I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm ready for another one right now. And so I was thinking of all of the family planning options that we could go through. And I was telling everybody who could listen that I wasn't ready to get pregnant again, that I didn't want to get pregnant again, that I was scared to be pregnant again. And we got to Christmas and it still hadn't happened. And so I was like, okay, when we get back, I'm gonna go get on birth control, you know, whatever, and we'll wait another year. And again, telling everyone who would listen that I was terrified and not ready. And we went on vacation over Christmas, and we get back beginning of January, and about 3 days after we get back, I think, I was just feeling kind of off. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a test. And it was positive. And wow, I wasn't expecting to cry. I've been so nervous and terrified this whole pregnancy. I'm about halfway. I'm due in September. And we have our anatomy scan in 2 weeks. And my doctor's office has been amazing because I've had multiple losses. They let me have an extra checkup in between my 12-week and my anatomy scan. So I've been able to go in about once a month, basically. And that has really helped. So like I said, I have my anatomy scan in 2 weeks. As far as everything looks and seems, everything seems to be healthy, and we got the blood work back, and everything is low risk, and we found out that it is a little baby boy. So we're excited, but like I said, I've been nervous and terrified the whole time, but I don't remember being as sick with my daughter. I've just been, up until like 3 weeks ago, I have just been nauseated all the time. It doesn't go away, or it didn't go away, and I never knew if eating was going to help or make it worse. And I've been exhausted. I'll have one high energy day, and then I'm like out for the count for like 3 days. But so grateful that this little boy is growing, and as far as we know, he's healthy. But yeah, that's where I went. I was so tired, so sick, that I couldn't even think about touching my stitching. But yeah, we're about halfway. We're super excited. He should be here by the end of September. And yeah, that's what's new. That's what's been going on. So thank you for sticking around if you did, and hopefully it won't take me as long to film my next one. Hopefully we can stick to monthly until this little guy arrives, and then probably just like with my daughter, it'll probably be pretty sporadic, but if not more sporadic, because I will be outnumbered during the day. But yeah, that's all. So thank you for watching, if you're still here, and I hope you remember that someone always needs you, and I will see you in my next update. Bye.